This DJ so funky, man.
Activate.
Welcome to the Real Double Dose channel. This is your host Lex coming to you straight from the heart where the talk is real and the vibe is live. We want to put it off with a big old bang to welcome in 2017, and this is January, and we're going to be making the bombs get bigger and louder with love, fulfillment, and life. That's what it's all about. So, how is everybody doing? I hope everything is well. I just wanted to say, for any questions, show requests, or feedback, as always, you can reach us at Real Double Dose Channel at yandex.com, and that's also Real Double Dose Channel.blogspot.com, and we are happy to always have any questions, anything coming in, and we have a whole lot of them. I know it's going to get back, but 2017 is only going to get better, and the things are going to come more aligned, the books, everything. And considering we just launched not too long ago, it's doing great. So this is a new year and a new you, they say. But in my opinion and my fact that I know, every year, every day is a new start. Every day is a new start. And I wanted to start this discussion off with new year, new you, new us, new all, right? And that's what it comes down to. It's a new year for everything, and that's the way it'll be. So, drum roll. Yes. That's what it is. Let's keep it the way it is. I just wanted to say that no matter what's going on in our lives, I'm going to keep this copacetic as good as I can. I don't know what categories to put certain things in: learning, spirituality, just touching base on the Creator, God, the Infinite One, ourselves, learning, living, loving, slice of everyday life. That's what it means. But a new you and new year. Every day is a new year. Let's be real about it. Every day is a new year to get something better. It's a new day to start fresh from what was happening yesterday. The things that happened last year, whether you got a parking ticket last summer, it's still there. When you look up in the system 5 years later, it's still going to be sitting there. So right now, today, don't to get you down. I'm just only trying to get you up. I'm just saying, let's clear the plate here for myself. One, I have a lot of things that I want to get fulfilled, and I know that they will. I keep using sometimes if instead of when, and maybe instead of I am going to, or it will be. And the resolutions seem to go down for a lot more people because they see themselves like, oh, well, I said this 3 years ago and it still hasn't came to fruition. It's because not only writing them down or putting your goal set or your mindset, it's because of the doubts that we carry within ourselves. It's because we see, okay, well, I wanted to quit smoking, but this is going on, stressed out. And don't by any means take your time on what you need to, depending on the vitality of what you need to get it done. That's just an example. Or I was supposed to, start my new gym membership. And, hey, a lot of things happen. Or I'm just going to take a walk. But start with those things daily. We need to all start with those things daily, one by one, step by step, day by day. That's what it comes down to. If we're not doing it day by day anyway, or week by week, or month by month, how can we possibly look at a new year to start doing these things all over again when we didn't start them the next day or the next week? So 2017 is full of a whole another year to write down on our calendars, but it's a whole year of doing things for fulfillment, being able to forgive and, not necessarily forget, but put those things to rest that which were a problem for us to deal with on our everyday struggles. And I always talk to myself when I'm speaking to everyone that I love out here on the RDDC channel and all over the world. It's a climbing factor. It's always going to keep us in momentum and keep the flow going. What have we been thankful for deeply? What have we confessed within ourselves? It's not saying that we're not worthy of the things that are coming to us and have been given to us. It's the point of being able to be completely open and exposed with the infinite source and saying, I know that you see all these things in me, whether flaws or greatness. Clean within me a new spirit, a fruitful spirit. I don't want to quote the words to the greatest book ever written, but at the same time, it's the same thing. Like, if we're doing stuff for the homage of others, if we're doing stuff because it's what we think we should do instead of what our hearts lead us to do, we have to realize that we can hide and lie to ourselves and lie to others, but we can never lie to the source of all things. We can never hide the little secrets that we keep, whether it be biting our nails or the way we make a certain meal or the way we do certain stuff or think about people. That's always going to be exposed. So unless we really want to change from deep within, the only way to change completely and being able to be there is when you're in alignment with God, when you're in alignment with the infinite source and all these things. And some people look at themselves like, oh, I'm not worthy, or I don't want to start doing what I'm doing to align with the source of all things because what I feel I'm doing is good enough. Whether it be egotistical, whether it be selfishness, whether it be rudeness, whether it be self-righteousness, whatever it is, at the end of the day, if you're searching on that journey and you're not willing to take the true journey of getting there beyond enlightenment and spirituality, you have to look at yourself and say, well, I'm never going to get there if I'm not willing to go to the only source that can get and take me there and keep me there. That's one thing we have to look at. We all have to look at. Doesn't matter if you have 20,000 charities going on or whatever it might be. That's a great thing that you're doing, but you have to look at the inside of you. It's not the point if a person says, I don't believe in the source of all things and I'm an atheist or against certain things. It's the whole point that we're connected to everything no matter what we look at anyway. So regardless if we accept or deny, we cannot deny that we're on this earth. We can't deny that the sky is above our heads and the universe and the stars and the galaxies. No matter what we think, it's always going to be right where it is. And I'm not going to say my New Year's resolution, but I've had some heartache in the last few days right before this happened. And that was with a strong person, deep in my heart. Whether it be Duran, whether it be Tens, whether it be Abrahamson, no matter what it is, it's always like someone's pulling at the strings of my heart, whether it be in a negative way or an enlightened way or happy way, whatever. And I have to really step inside of myself and not get so gloomy and understand that all things happen for a reason, even though I might not only want them to stay around for a season. And in that season could be many years and many months. A season doesn't have to be solely 90 days. It could be a whole lot of things coming together for the conclusion of things that were to surmount or be ceased to be let go of. It's the whole point that I'm not always alone. I'm always going to have the Creator with me. I'm always going to have the Great Spirit guiding my way if I allow that energy and that intuitive nature to guide me to where I should be. It shouldn't be, it's what Lex wants, it's what I want, it's what I see, it's what I've envisioned. I. It needs to be we, us. And, I can put me in there sometimes, but if I'm looking at the bigger picture only for what I want instead of what needs to be to benefit everyone, then I'm not coming to alignment with things that are meant to be. It may have saved someone. It may have done something. There was actually a story. I don't know if I said it on the previous segments. I might have, but it's really profound and it sticks with me. A man in a village, it was an African village somewhere over there. It was just a beautiful alignment of how things were. He and his son, when he was born, he always said, please keep him safe and protect him. And through his life, that boy was always protected and safe. And everything will seem to go streamlined. Okay, I'm not saying it word for word, but you'll probably hear it somewhere or get it. But through that course, the son got into some mischief or some accident or whatever happened, and I think he either broke his leg really bad or whatever, his ankle, somewhere around there. And then all of a sudden, the father was distraught. Oh my gosh, what happened? My son was supposed to be in perfect health. I've been praying for these things, and he's been like this. And what's going on now? And all of a sudden, they have recruitment going on for the president or whatever's going on from the Congo. I don't know. And it says anybody from this age to this age is forced to be into the army or the regime that's going on for war. So they could not take his son because his son was not able to fight because of his, circumstances of bad injury. He would be no use, and his father was too old to fight. So he looked at it that moment and said, "Thank you, precious Savior. Thank you, God. Thank you, Infinite One. Thank you, Creator of all things." Because I looked at it as, what did you do? What's going on? My prayers have not been answered now. It's not consistent to what I think should be happening, what I believe should be happening, what I've seen. Now, my son has a broken leg and his health is down and he might be falling back on so many things. And then he looked at it and said, wow, if my son was up to pure health in the ways that I envisioned him to be, he would be in that war right now with a 50-50 chance to come home or not. Anything could have happened in a worse situation than that. So thank goodness and thank God, thanks to be that he has a broken leg so I can have my son with me at home. Now, we don't know how the war went, whatever it might be, and, bless all the other ones that had to go or forced to it. But at the same time, we always see blessings in the way we think they should come in. So we don't want to revitalize ourselves to a new year and a new you because, we've been praying for this, but this didn't happen. I wanted to work out with this guy or this girl, but it didn't work out the way it's supposed to be. Now I'm sad. Now I'm alone. No, look at it and you ain't supposed to snap your fingers and everything happens and boom, boom, boom. Sometimes it does, sometimes it don't. But that person moving out the way for something better to come, for you to focus on the things you need to do to help others or to propel yourself forward, think of it this way. They're not worth your time. They were never good enough for your energy. And I'm not saying they're not good enough as people. Maybe they need to find their own paths to someone else or maybe look deeper into what they're going to get into. But it's something clearing its path out for the way that you're trying to be led. And you're asking for something to come. And we're asking for something to come in our lives. We have to be willing to let those things be removed. Even no matter how much it's going to hurt, no matter how much it's going to irritate us, we have to be fully willing to let it go. Let it go. They say let go and let God. Guess what? That's the best thing ever. I didn't understand it, but when you let those things go, more things of greatness will be placed within those things. We just have to live and let it be. Now, I'm not saying that stuff from the past won't be added into my life that was from the past. If I decide to go backwards or sideways, whatever. But I have to be willing to understand where I've came to now to understand from the things that are trying to come forward from where they were. So if I'm moving forward and something from my past is coming up to just say, hey, come back in the past where I am, I have to look at, do I want to go 10 steps backwards when I move 25 steps forward? Or am I willing to evolve further in the things that I'm doing and just say, hey, that's not for me. It was once upon a time, but now it's this time. Now it's a whole nother storybook to be read. We have to look at, okay, well, our music's not selling, our books aren't selling, our things aren't working out the way they need to. Oh, it's been 2 years, it's been 3 years. There's some people that have been waiting 40, 30 years. There's some people who've been locked up on unprecedented charges that had nothing to do with them that got out 25, 30 years later and barely lived on a week. There's some babies that don't even make it out of the nursery or anything else that live beyond that. And I'm not saying there's unnecessary cruelty, but there's a reason for everything that comes in our season. Now, no matter what it is, we have to just keep all those things in the hands of the ones that gave it to us. Because as it is given, it can be taken. And is given freely enough for us to give freely ourselves. I hope it's not too much. It could be a triple dose, but it's a double dose. And I'm just keeping it all the way real because that's what Lex is going to, be doing on these segments with the RDDC team. And I just want to say, for whatever it's worth, which is worth a lot more than its weight in gold, we just have to learn how to sustain ourselves from the things of which we think are better for us. And remember, we're not the ones who created all of creation. We understand that there's things that work in the alignment of how the law of the creator works of the universe. And so many things we call upon in our lives, so many things we don't. So many things we don't unconsciously or unwillingly know that we do, that we can start taking a hold of. So look at your year, right? Look at 2016, 2015, 2014. Look at it all. Look at 2017 and say, well, I was regretting already what hadn't happened yet because of my own actions or doubts. And now I'm looking at it like I got a whole nother year. So let's start living it. Like, if talking about it, writing it down, that's fine. Keep it in your quiet thoughts. But just start doing one little thing every single day. Whether it be bringing cookies down to the Ronald McDonald home, whether it be making some food for Salvation Army, or giving a toy to a kid, whether it be taking your kid out once a week and sitting down with them and having a decent conversation about life, whether it be loving your wife or your husband more, or doing the things that you need to do and working on yourself, or going to spend $10 on $15 on getting some more healthier products, or something you wanted to invest in, whether it be makeup, whether it be a new suit and tie, whether it be whatever, and giving yourself that and making it a new you, because new years don't come without a new you. That's the way it is. A new year is not even relevant if you're not working on a new you. How can a new year come when you're still stuck in the old you? That's what it is. So, I mean, as simple as that. How can a new year come when you're working on the old you? And that's what we all have to look at, no matter where we are in life, no matter what may be going on. If we do not see the things that need to be done within ourselves, how can we expect anything different? Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different outcome. And if you want to keep doing what you're doing, then you're going to get the same outcome. So if you want the same results, keep doing what you're doing. No matter what year you go, 2020 could be the same year you're living 2015 and 2017 if we don't do something. So we have to change and ask the infinite source of all things to change us from within, and explore our hearts and our minds and take away all the pinholes and nails and everything that we think we are. We think that we're in the right place, but only God and the Creator and Great Spirit knows what place we're in. And once we realize those things and are willing to accept the things that are willing to come and push the things out and let them be, we don't have to push them out. They'll be pushed out themselves. But once we're willing to let it all in and completely change for the better of what it is. So I remember Mr. Les Brown has said something also before I end this segment. The unknown hells or the unknown heavens are, more feared than the known hells. And it could be backwards, but I start looking at that and I'm like, wow, that makes sense. We're so afraid in a different way to look at the unknown heavens. We might mess up, or might get the promotion, or something might happen, or whatever we're not qualified for. We're so scared to reach out to what belongs to us and is already claimed for us, that we rather stay in the known hells of where we are. Even though they might not be that hellish, we might stay in the same point of not paying our bills on time, being late on time, being sad, or having the same problems over and over. We rather stay in that because we're so familiar with it than going with the unfamiliar and being more happy and excited to live life more abundantly. So I don't know about you, but for the 2017 of what we have, our DDC team, from what they've told me, Anthony, Angela, all of them, it's just the whole point. I rather this time, and I'm telling myself, because I'm making some major moves this week, even today, I rather go into the unknown heavens this time. I really do. The unknown heavens, and explore on a whole nother level than to keep staying in the known hells. That's what I will say. It's the same thing. A general can let out his captive person and say, hey, what door do you want to go out? If you go out this door, you don't know what's going to happen. You go and stay here tomorrow morning, the firing squad is going to take you down. Again, Les Brown, one of the things he had said. And the guy chose to stay there for the firing squad the next day and died. And then a lady or servant, one of them asked, well, what was at that door? And he said, freedom. Freedom. He'd rather go to the known hells of getting shot by a firing squad in the morning than to go out the door and explore what's waiting for him. Yeah, it could have been a lion, it could have been a bear, but it was your freedom lying there, and the freedom of yourself to escape the known hells, to go into your unknown heavens and reach another place. So this is your host, Lex, and the RDDC team loves you all. We'll continue to stay here and stay focused and get everything together, you guys. Thank you for everything. Appreciate that, whatever's going on. And thank you for being a part of everything that we do and so forth, and keeping everything, just vivaciously the way we need it to be. So this is your host, Lex, always coming to you straight from the heart. Happy New Year. Happy New You. And we hope and have all the blessings that come to you that need to be fulfilled within your life. Yes, we do. We do. So I'll leave it at that. Again, if you want to reach us, that's realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com. That's realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com. Also, Real Double Dose Channel at yandex.com. That's yandex.com for customer support. Thank you for your support, your questions and concerns. We'll be having hopefully a new host, new segments, new giveaways, new books, everything. And we're going to take this as a pie in the sky. And whoever, even if one person gets and receives what's coming from this, that's enough to have touched 1 million lives. And it's hopefully greater than that. But we're out here to make sure we all stick together and feel what it's all about. So we hope and we pray and we wish you nothing but happiness, and we'll be back with you. The creators will be back with you Wednesday. And thank you for tuning in and having your heart spark and ignite the worlds that is going to come more. So let's start this 2017 off right, and let's get it going, starting within ourselves. So stay blessed and only you, and we'll be back with you soon.